Today I will review a UV laser from ComMarker, their new flagship model Omni X. I have used diode and COD lasers in the past, but this is the first time I ever test a UV laser. In short, UV laser can mark almost any material, including transparent or mirror-like surfaces, metal and even paper, without burning it. In this video we will test a wide range of materials to see how ComMarker Omni X can handle them, and do this machine live up to expectations. But first let's understand what UV laser is and why it's so different from the diode or COD or fiber lasers. Most lasers, whether it's fiber, COD or simple diode lasers, rely on heat. They burn, melt or vaporize material. But UV laser works in a completely different way. It operates in ultraviolet spectrum at around 355 nanometers. That's a very short wavelength of the light. And instead of heating the surface, it actually breaks molecular bonds directly. This process is called photochemical ablation, or simply called marking. What does this mean in practice? It means UV laser can engrave with extreme precision, leaving no burning marks, no melting and no heat damage around the cut. Now compare that to other types. A fiber laser runs in infrared range. That's why it's the king for cutting and engraving steel, aluminium and other alloys. A COD laser runs at much longer wavelength, perfect for organic materials like wood, acrylic, leather and other plastics. And diode laser, which use visible blue light, is affordable and compact, but mostly suited for hobby projects on wood and plastics. The UV laser stands out because it can do what others cannot, marking plastic, silicon, glass, ceramics and detailed electronics, all with incredibly fine detail and no heat distortion. On a hot September day I received my first UV laser, the ComMarker Omni X. This huge box was inside another box and placed on the wooden platform to prevent damage during shipping. Unboxing was job itself. They just sent so much stuff with the machine. This is something I always love to see. But most importantly, the machine itself. It was in 5 pieces, so some assembly were required. I didn't record the assembly, but it takes around 30 minutes to bolt those pieces together. It was really simple and the instructions were made so perfectly clear. So when I got the machine assembled, I instantly did a test run. And it was interesting to see how it works. We will see this machine in action a lot in this video, but before I wanna show you the software. First of all, you can use light burn with this machine and all its accessories, except 3D relief, autofocus and extension table. But ComMarker also have their own software, ComMarker Studio, and for this video I only use this one. I like this software because it looks modern laser engraving software, similar to X-Tool software. In here, the machine is already set up and calibrated, but you can do it again if needed, or when you change the lens. In ComMarker Studio, you have ability to add text, draw, import image and add filters or tune them however you need for engraving. My personal favorite, you can generate QR code or barcode right in the software and it works perfectly well. Then you have a small gallery with different shapes and 3D relief. What this is, I show you a little bit later. You have selection of different modes. First is the flat mode, the most basic one when you don't add any accessories. Roller mode, chuck mode and extension mode. I wanted to start the video with wood, because this is the most simple and most boring material to test. So I selected random picture I found. It turned out to be my last video thumbnail. I did adjust the image, but like we see soon, this image has too less contrast and it's pretty dark overall. So the result is not as good as I expected, but still it's clearly understandable what is going on. If I had more experience with UV laser, I would get a better result for sure. But for now, I take an easy way out and googled an image that has a lot of contrast. This tiger is perfect for engraving. The result is perfection. But I'm not done with the wood just yet. I wanna generate QR code that directs straight to my YouTube channel and engrave this on wood. So I generated QR code in ComMarker software and started engraving. At first the result was too weak, so I increased the dwell time and run it again. Increasing dwell time even more would give me even more contrast. With this machine I also got a bag with dried leaves. Those are so tiny and brittle, I'm really gentle, not breaking them with my hands. It's kind of weird to think that I'm going to laser engrave on top of them. So I took again the tiger image, and for settings I'm using paper preset settings. Well, it worked, but I think it's slightly not that visible. So I decided to run one pass more with exactly same settings. And well, now it's perfect. I guess because I have never engraved on the leaf before. This is a perfect example of what cold marking means. If you used any other laser, the leaf would just burn to the ground. Moving on to some heavier materials, metals. I started with aluminium, but I didn't find great success. Well, it marks on it for sure, but it doesn't have much contrast from the material itself. I used aluminium settings that the software provided me. Those settings might not be correct, and I would figure them out by myself, or the UV laser is just not best for aluminium. I am not sure, but I didn't spend a lot of time working with it. Instead, I tried copper, those plates that you can use to cut PCBs out of. Again, I used software own provided copper settings, and this time they worked really well. I also engraved my channel logo on the stainless steel, and it turned out nice, clearly readable and high contrast and details. While editing this video, I saw the footage that we did with aluminium before. I think I know what the issue was. On the aluminium is a thin oxidation layer, so I polished the aluminium and did the marking 10. This time, wow! Completely different story. Exactly how it should be. Just compare before and after. Night and day. The coated aluminium business cards are my favorite material to engrave on. It just works so well. Contrast is high and the details exceptional. I had to hide some personal information, but I did business cards for myself. And oh boy, they turned out really nice. Now moving on to engrave something on and inside a glass. This is one of the main reasons why would you buy a UV laser. First, I want to engrave a 3D model inside the glass cube. For that, in the software we need to use 3D relief. New window pops up and this is on the full screen. For some reason I cannot scale it, so the footage for you is a little bit awkward because I have a huge monitor. In here, the settings are already good to go, so only thing we have to do is import the model, maybe scale and move around this a bit, and we are actually done. I started the job. This is absolutely the coolest thing I have ever done. This is like magic. The whole process took 55 minutes, so this is for sure the longest job I have done with this machine by a long shot. But the result was worth for waiting. We are not done with the glass just yet. Now I'm going to use the roller extension and mark a star sign on the drinking glasses. In the software I changed the flat mode to the roller mode, enter the glass diameter and we are good to go. This turned out beautiful and the machine had no issues to mark on the glass, but one issue was that for some reason half of the legs didn't appear. I did some investigation. Because I'm using 70x70mm lens, the picture is out of the lens of field. So the issue actually happened in the software. I had 70x70mm lens set up correctly, but in here I just see a bigger marking area than it actually is. So I don't know how to fix this. I just keep the A on the measurement that the picture doesn't exceed 70mm. This worked and this time I didn't have the issue where the half of the model was cut out. But overall, both of them look nice. Chuck also let you rotate the objects, but a bit different shapes, those ones that are not the perfect cylinders, like those glasses we tested previously. I started with the steel ring. This came with the machine as a test material. Here I messed up hard. First of all, I didn't center the ring perfectly. I was a bit in rush. And also the text is mirrored, like completely user error. But the engraving itself looks good. I changed those things that hold objects, and engraved on a wooden piece. I ran out of ideas what to engrave, so I just took the images that we have already seen multiple times in this video. The wood is inconsistent and we have some fluctuation in the darkness, but still the image are nicely engraved. Now for the final verdict, starting with pros. Number 1. This machine is rigid and stable. Hardware quality is exceptional. Number 2. Engraving quality is absolutely stunning. Every test I did in this video, the result was excellent if I didn't mess up. Number 3. Their own software makes the workflow mega easy. This is good when you are new working with the machines like this, aka me. This gets you started with no time, but still if you prefer some other software like Lightburn, feel free to use this with this machine. Number 4. The autofocus works flawlessly every single time. And now about cons. Number 1. The noise that the fans makes is severe. There are 4 fans on top of the machine that spins at the full power since the machine is turned on. Because it was a review, I didn't do anything about this, but in the future I probably change them to silent fans. Update, this issue is fixed now. They added a temperature sensor that turns on the fans only in certain temperatures. Number 2, this machine is heavy. While making this video I had to lift this on my table and off multiple times, and this is not one-man job. Number 3, the preview is sometimes hard to see. This doesn't appear with some materials, and if you use Rotary extension, the way it shows the preview here is kinda bad. It's not easy to align it perfectly to the center. Overall, I had extremely positive experience making this video. The results of the engravings stun me every single time. If you are searching for UV laser, this is machine worth of considering. I wanna thank ComMarker for giving me the chance to review this excellent machine, and also you for watching this video. I hope I was helpful, or at least you enjoyed what you saw. But for now, thank you for watching and see you guys next time. Bye.